Hello, I am Daniel Dargis, engineer, general contractor, journeyman, carpenter, CCQ of the Commission of Construction in the Quebec province, and impartial advisor in the field of construction in the Quebec province for work, study, doing business in construction, and for real estate investments. I started my career working as a carpenter for the family construction company founded by my father in the 1960s. Subsequently, I completed my studies to become an engineer and I founded my own construction company in 1989, Construction Daniel Dargis, and I've done the design and turnkey construction of many houses. Simultaneously, I worked for a few years as an engineer for the construction of large factories. In 1993, I studied for a master's degree in direction of enterprises in Spain, and in 1997, I continued my studies in Ukraine and Russia. I participated as an impartial Canadian residential construction advisor and consultant for projects in Spain, Russia, and Kazakhstan. Between 2000 and 2010, I carried out several renovation projects, this time for residential renovation both in the Quebec and Alberta provinces, and I managed commercial projects and works site camp installation for the oil industry. Since 2010, with great experience in the construction field, I now work mainly as a consultant engineer and partial advisor in order to inspect the structure of buildings before they are purchased or sold by investors. I also analyze the feasibility of real estate investment projects, and I give as much advice as possible to investors before the purchase or construction of new buildings. I also give advice to workers seeking employment. Sometimes I help them find jobs by giving advice, contacts, or referring them to companies. I also give advice to international students because I had a lot of students from all countries who came to my company to get a practical experience as engineers, architects, and draftsmen, and receive lots of advice, and also, of course, to companies wishing to establish themselves in the Quebec province in the construction industry. I also work to coordinate the completion of architectural and structural plans for construction, and I supervise the work. So with more than 35 years experience in Quebec, Canada, and abroad as an engineer, general contractor, and journeyman carpenter, I offer my services now to advise you impartially in the construction sector, whether you are a real estate investor, in order to obtain valuable advice before purchasing property. Also for the feasibility of new real estate projects in the Quebec province, for the revision of contracts, plans, scope of works, for the selection of a contractor, a good entrepreneur, and also to supervise the work in an impartial way to help you to be well protected during your projects. So I am an impartial advisor for both investors and business people who want to come and settle here in the Quebec province, start a business, make contacts, and even get contracts in the construction industry. Also for, as I said before, workers, job seekers, to give valuable advice and even refer companies, and also for students who are even looking for schools or advice that will be useful in their career. So do not hesitate to contact me. I am Daniel Dargis, engineer, general contractor, CCQ journeyman carpenter, and impartial advisor in the field of construction in the Quebec province. Thank you and see you next time.